Hi, Facebook. I am going to be super fast because I just realized I'm on 12% battery on my laptop. If you are jumping on, I would love to know where you're jumping on from. If you're catching the replay, I'd love to just get you to hashtag replay so I can see how many peeps actually give a shit about what I'm about to say. I'm just getting the questions. So you may or may not know, but every day I open my inbox. So you can send me any questions you like between 5 to 6 p.m. and I will answer them for you. Obviously, business related questions are going to yield the best results and the best answers because that's the area of expertise I specialize in. I mean, you can send me medical questions or political questions, but I mean, I'm not really going to be able to answer those very well. So just stick with business questions. But one of the questions I got from a lovely gentleman was, he said to me, I've got it here, how did you manage to get your business to that level? Well, how did I manage to get my business to that level? There are many moving parts in this, but I just want to give you one really important takeaway. And it's something that I believe is a pinnacle foundation. That makes no sense. That's an oxymoron. Anyway, a pinnacle component of winning as an entrepreneur. Whether you're building a coaching business, whether you're building an e-commerce business, whether you're building a tech business, this is a pinnacle component and it can be taught, I guess. I do question sometimes whether some people actually have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Like, I'm going to be straight up, because some people that I meet are just big sookie lala whingy pantsers. And if you're a sookie lala whingy pants, you ain't ever going to make it as an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur is extremely challenging. So the one thing, if I boil it down to one pinnacle component, it is resilience. And what I mean by that is resilience to keep moving forward in the face of complete hopelessness. I'm going to say it again. Resilience, in my definition, when I say it's a critical component of success as an entrepreneur, resilience is the ability, the courage to keep moving forward in the face of utter hopelessness and holding deeply onto let's call it a saying or a slogan or a mantra, holding on to, it's not if, it's when I succeed. It's not if, it's when I succeed. So there are many strategies I could share about how I got my business to this level. DM strategies, branding, lead generation, organic marketing, speaking on summits, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, you can have all of those components. Yet if you lack resilience, if you lack the ability to stay steadfast, on track, on direction, in the face of utter hopelessness, you are going to struggle to reach your fullest potentiality as an entrepreneur. There have been times where it's come to the end of the month and we haven't even known how we're going to pay everybody. That's just like being an entrepreneur. I remember the very first moment at the beginning of 2020, a lot of you guys know this. I'm sure you're sick of me talking about it. I'm kind of sick of talking about it. By the way, don't mind me. I'm just in my bathrobe. I was like, whatever, gonna get on. I lost over $500,000 in a really bad deal. I did some bad deals with some idiot faces in the business coaching industry that unfortunately is still out there, ripping people off. Anywho, and the first kind of 3 to 4 months of 2020, every month I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. Had no idea how it was going to happen. I even ended up getting a loan to pay back some of the past debts that I had incurred from that bad deal, right? And because I pretty much shut down most of my business, severed most client relationships, and is in contracts, started afresh in a new market with a new brand, I didn't have incoming revenue and I was in extreme amounts of debt, right? And at that point in time, I could have quit a million times over. Yet I knew that I could build myself back up again. It wasn't if I could, it was when was it going to happen. And so when I say to you, it's, resilience, how I got my business to this level, and this is one of the 3 7-figure businesses I've built. How I did that was the ability to keep moving forward. Was the ability to embrace courage when it looked like there was no hope. If you can cultivate that, trait, that characteristic, and some people are born with it. I often wonder, I said at the beginning of this live, I'm like, I question whether actually everybody could become an entrepreneur. I doubt that. I know some people have different opinions. Some think you're born. Some people think it's developed. I don't know. The jury's out. I'm not an expert. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not, but what I do know is that when I meet someone, I guess we call it grit. I meet some people and I just know they've got it. And others, I just know they're not going to make it. No matter how, or you can give them all the strategies and all the money in the world, but they're sookie pantsers, they're big babies. And the minute something looks like it's going to fail, they go into a 6-month-long emotional process and they give up. Those 6 months they're in a process, they lose momentum, the market shifts, and they've cornered themselves out, I'm so glad that this is relevant. I really hope that this is useful because, it's not something that I talk about. Like, business every day is tough. Like, you don't ever not have problems in business. You just have new types of problems. Once upon a time, it was like, where will I get my clients from? That was the problem. And then you get to a point where it's like, holy shit, I've got too many clients. My lead generation's working too well, but they're all pissed off because I haven't built a proper delivery system and people are confused. They don't know where to find things and it's just a disaster. So there's always problems. And the ability to stay steadfast amongst chaos and to continue to move forward when all seems hopeless is how I've got where I am, and it's how you can get where you are. And like I said, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist. I can't tell you how to go and cultivate grit or resilience, but I can tell you that the first step to it is to be ultra self-aware, is to notice when those negative patterns of, I'll just quit come up, or this negative thinking patterns of, I'll just quit. What's the point? Everybody else sucks. It's everybody else's fault. The minute those thinking patterns start to come up, you've kind of shifted into being a martyr, and that is like the opposite to being resilient. So kick those to the curb and just keep moving forward. Honestly, I hope this was useful and helpful. If you liked this video, give me a like, give me a comment, give me a share, tag anyone that you think really needs to hear this today. And if you want more in-depth strategies and behind the curtain kind of sneak peek of the psychology of what it takes to scale several 7-figure coaching businesses, I'm running a free 5-day business immersion. It's 5 workshops over 5 days, touching all the different components of what it takes from strategy to mindset. I'll put the link in the comment section. Invite your friends. The more the merrier. It's completely free. We just want a bunch of awesome people there. I'm sending you guys so much love. Take care. Till